It's worth noting that this might be an opportune time in history to invest in the cat food industry. As more men embrace alternative lifestyles, we're witnessing a growing number of women remaining single long past the conventional age for relationships. When it comes to explaining why men are opting out of relationships, it's essentially because they don't want to come home after a day of competition in the outside world only to face competition within their own homes. This dynamic can lead to unhappiness and, ultimately, divorce.
One conclusion that can be drawn is that single women may inadvertently discourage others from pursuing fulfilling relationships because they can't stand the idea of another woman being content in her home, supported by a loving partner. It seems that certain individuals consider women who maintain their homes for their families as oppressed, while women who maintain their homes for themselves after an 8-hour workday are seen as empowered. This mindset is perplexing, considering that one would expect people to take pride in their ability to care for their families. Why do people want relationships? The question that arises is why women, who often strive for independence, still seek relationships with men. This seems contradictory, akin to slaves emancipating themselves from masters only to desire a relationship with those masters. There's a paradox in expecting men to be traditional gentlemen while refusing to embrace traditional roles as submissive women. Independence means self-sufficiency, not dependence. If women aim to be the masters of their own lives and view men as slaves, then is that truly settling? There's an inherent imbalance in such relationships. Alphas and sigmas are not meant to be slaves, but rather leaders and independent individuals. The notion that a woman cleaning her house when she has a husband is oppressive doesn't hold water. Similarly, claiming that women working a 9-to-5 office job are independent and strong is questionable. These changes in societal perspectives have been driven by feminism over the years, altering the way women and society perceive both work and marriage. The outcome is that some women now find themselves in their 30s and 40s, realizing they may spend the rest of their lives alone. This can be a disheartening revelation. Masculine women. Interacting with masculine women can resemble interacting with insecure men. It's akin to dealing with someone who feels the constant need to prove a point even when it's unnecessary, frequently taking offense at trivial matters. Women in their late 30s and 40s may have forgotten their behavior when they had the upper hand. In their quest to secure authoritative positions, feminism has inadvertently eroded feminine qualities in women, pushing them to adopt masculine traits to compete with men in the corporate world. This has disrupted the balance in the dating landscape, leading to men pursuing alternative paths, while women prioritize their careers, only to realize that they can never truly become like men. A crucial issue with these women is their reluctance to engage in self-reflection and take responsibility for their lives and shortcomings. Instead, they tend to attribute blame to others. As they accumulate more life experiences, their lists of requirements for a man grow longer and more demanding, not less. On dating profiles, their focus is often self-centric, filled with their own desires and wants, without consideration for what they can offer in a relationship. There's a prevailing notion that they are the prize, while men must meet a laundry list of criteria, including physical attributes, wealth, charisma, and adherence to feminism. Yet, when assessing who has worked harder and achieved higher value and status, it's evident that men have. The disconnect between reality and these women's perceptions is indeed remarkable. It may stem from their belief that they are entitled to these high standards, which can ultimately lead to disillusionment. It is probably because they have been told all their lives that they are perfect princesses who can do no wrong. Modern women frequently use the phrase, "I don't need a man, but I want one." This expression underscores how some women view relationships as akin to shopping. They might not necessarily need a new handbag, but they want one. This perspective treats romantic partners like commodities, subject to the same rules as shopping. If a woman is not satisfied with her purchase, she might return it for a refund, just as she might swap between multiple men, like trying on different shoes. These shopping habits can offer insights into how someone behaves in relationships. For these individuals, both areas seem to engage the same part of their brain. Ironically, many modern women, despite having hundreds of men in their lives, both in reality and on social media, offering them attention and validation, often reject these options in search of an elusive ideal or a Chad. Their rejection of these potential partners stems from a desire for that perfect match, which can lead to dissatisfaction. It's essential to acknowledge that dating has always been intricate, regardless of gender. Everyone possesses their individual standards for what they desire in a partner. These criteria are both subjective and unique for each person. The dating experience involves risk, reward, vulnerability, pleasure, and pain, whether you're a man or a woman. Accepting that evaluating someone you might spend your life with is a challenging task can help mitigate disappointment. What men and women want. To be fair, attraction is a complex interplay between confidence, stability, and beauty. These elements change over time. While women tend to value confidence and stability, these can be in short supply among younger men. Men, on the other hand, often prioritize beauty, which can become scarcer among middle-aged women. As people age, the balance begins to shift. By the age of 35, both men and women tend to hover around the middle on the attractiveness scale. However, by 40, men often rise higher on the scale, while women may slide down. This dynamic evolves as people grow older. Marriage is indeed a significant commitment, especially in today's society. Many men are hesitant to engage in long-term relationships or marriage due to the perceived risks outweighing the benefits. The legal framework around marriage, including divorce laws, needs substantial reform. It's important to incentivize financially stable individuals to commit and support family units. Taxes can be one way to encourage this, especially for those with children who are no longer dependent. Modern women often seek a handsome, traditional man who is dedicated to family life. However, they may not wish to embrace traditional roles themselves. They desire their husbands to remain loyal and support the household while they maintain a level of independence and even promiscuity. This complex dynamic characterizes many relationships today. What do women mean by the man? It's crucial for men to understand that when modern Western women talk about a man, they are typically referring to the top 5% of men who are the most attractive, successful, and sought after. The average man often remains invisible to these women. With the prevalence of dating apps, these women can choose from an array of options, but they often gravitate toward the same high-demand men. These men, having an abundance of choices, may feel little incentive to commit to a single partner, especially when so many options are readily available. This shift in dynamics can lead to a realization among these women, who, over time, come to terms with the reality of their preferences and the availability of partners. And that's it for today on Sigma Traits. Make sure you hit that like button, smash that subscribe button, and don't forget to ring that notification bell so you can be the first to know when my new video drops. Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. See you all tomorrow.